Jamie, welcome.
Hey.
You are here in the chair.
Buddy, listen, I feel honoured that I'm sitting in the chair.
I'm honoured you're here. This is the first episode, 2 years in the making.
I'm excited.
So excited.
Also, I feel like what always happens when I go to the hairdressers, right? I always seem to share so much because you got this mirror here.
Yeah,
you kind of feel like it's almost like a confession that goes on, that you kind of talk back and forward the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? So you just spill everything. Basically, you've got me here just to tell all my secrets.
Pretty much that. So,
Okay.
let's talk. You have obviously got amazing blonde hair, and that's definitely natural, right?
Yeah, it's totally natural.
I could tell. I could
Yeah.
tell. I mean, you are probably the most Swedish blonde-looking person I've ever met in my life.
Listen, it's the cross I bear. It's just completely natural. That's just what happens with my...
You are like, people would just...
Yeah, they'd die for this.
The money they would pay for this.
I can let you into a little secret.
Go.
Okay, you're gonna be shocked at this one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's not real.
No. You know what?
What?
When I saw you having your bleach done yesterday, I thought, he's not natural. The secret's out. Everyone now knows.
I've bleached my hair a few times, right?
Yeah.
And what happens is I bleach it. Firstly, it damages a little bit, and so you get that like damaged hair. And then secondly, it goes that like yellow tinty color. I've been using Fudge Purple shampoo for ages, right? And that kind of would like clear it up a lot. And it kind of like wipes all the yellowness away, and it's just freaking great, man. So you just go out and feel fresh. And that's what I kind of do here. Because you want it, because otherwise you don't want that like really like, otherwise you look like a traffic light.
But the good thing is, like yesterday, what we used on your hair is our Speed Plus.
It's amazing because normally when you do get your hair bleached, it kind of itches, it hurts, it gets that like painful thing, and you get this smell, right, that you kind of talk like that because you can't quite breathe.
So with it being, tingle-free and scent-free, and it's kind of just a nice experience to have.
Tingle-free sounds quite nice.
Tingle-free. that is, it's on the box.
It does really?
It says tingle-free.
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 Okay. Dude, I was amazed by the whole thing because normally you normally expect it to burn or hurt, all those different things, and it was totally cool and relaxed.
It's a great thing for us as a brand to have, because obviously we get great results like this, but also, even though you're an advocate of our purple shampoo, we've got a better one for you.
Don't sell it to me, I don't want it.
Listen.
Hey, listen. Don't even start.
Have a seat.
Don't even start. I don't need it. I don't want it.
We have got
the
Clean Blonde Damage Rewind.
Say that one more time.
Clean Blonde Damage Rewind.
Oh my lord.
You say it.
Clean Blonde Damage Rewind.
Yes, you did.
There we go.
Love
man.
that. So it's got all the same benefits of the purple shampoo, but what this has is a rewind on the damage. Sometimes your hair can get a bit more dry, a bit more brittle. This is going to help nourish it, condition it, and get it ready.
Stop putting us into a box like that. Those people who bleach their hair. What are you talking about? We're people, you know. Clean Blonde Damaged Rewind.
Yes, almost. We'll
Clean Blonde Damaged Rewind.
No, not Bond. I'll take Bond. Everyone wants a bit of Bond.
Clean Blonde Damaged Rewind.
There you go. That was it. Nailed it.
I never really focused as a guy. I never really focused on like keeping my hair kind of like good, right? I always kind of just bleached it or whatever and just left it. Here, see you later. And now actually realize that actually keeping, because after yesterday having done that, it's now smooth and soft and good and great. All those different
it's a great base to work from.
I've always had like a complex with my hair because it's never really done anything. It doesn't like do anything. It just sits.
You've gone through a lot with your hair though.
Yeah, and so I had a hair transplant. So basically, this is a true story, right? I'll be totally honest with you. Look at that.
It's good, man.
Mate, it's unbelievable.
It's really good.
Look at that. I thought a hair transplant was going to be like a tattoo. I thought you just like do it on it. It was going to be bish bam bosh. There you go. See you later. Oh my God! Can I show you? I'm going to show you the pictures of.
Let me see.
This is what. Okay, hang on.
Oh my God. That is intense.
Isn't that intense?
That is intense. You had a lot done as well.
No, I didn't have a lot done. I had like a little. It was like a smidge.
It's a smidge. Jesus Christ.
It's a smidge. All right.
It was a smidge.
It was like a really intense, like 8 hours sitting in a chair, like doing, like putting in. It was just the front bit here, doing all these different things.
Yeah.
And then it was like 4 or 5 months afterwards.
I have to say, I've spent a lot of time. I've seen a lot of people, definitely not as open as you, about saying they've had a hair transplant. It's an amazing job, I must admit.
But do you know what, man? Like, this is the thing. Like, guys, right? Especially guys. Like, we're in this like current climate of people don't talk about things, right? And,
Absolutely.
And especially guys don't talk about stuff because guys worry so much about losing their hair all the time. Why do we have hair? Like, as we get older, we get nose hair, we get ears hair, our bush.
It comes everywhere except where you want it
falls
to be.
off.
Exactly.
It falls off the place that you want it to stay. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's one of God's cruel tricks he's playing on us.
But the only problem with this, right, okay, this one I didn't realise about a hair transplant, okay, so I had the front of my hair done here, right, just there, okay. The rest of my hair, that's all normal hair. I didn't realise with a hair transplant that you get the front of your head done here, but this part can still recede. That means I'm just going to be left with two tufts of hair.
This is something that people don't
and
really think
I could
about.
then just have it, I'd be like a unicorn. I'd just have like this at the front of my head. So that's the only thing I'm freaking out.
People love unicorns though, so...
Yeah, but not a human one. I wouldn't even
Let's
be like...
keep it a mystery. Yeah, you can always get more done. So you've been, you know, obviously now, and I believe in the past at times, quite open about having a hair transplant. Like, kind of what led you to take the difference in
I wasn't, but
about it?
I didn't want to be open about it, right? I wasn't going to be open, okay? But then my agents, I had my hair transplant done.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to honestly be a tattoo, so I was just like, sweet, just keep it on cover. Oh my God, it was full on. Like I'd wear a hat for like 2 months, like all these different things. And apparently loads of people haven't. I mean,
yeah.
Like a lot of people.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot of people who don't talk about it. Anyway, my agency then got emailed saying that a very big newspaper had pictures of my hair transplant. And I was like,
how?
They're like, did you send it to anyone? I was like, no, I didn't send it to anyone. I was like, this is freaking horrendous. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? They're going to post all these pictures of me having a hair transplant, so I'm going to have to come out with it. So I went on Made in Chelsea and said, look, had a hair transplant, beat them to it. Turns out it was never anyone. It wasn't any media doing it. It was my friend Rodney playing a joke.
Oh my God.
So I came out with this secret because of my fucking mate Rodney.
That is savage.
Said he was from the Sun.
Oh my God, I've never heard, that is the best story I've ever heard of. That is terrible. Are you still friends?
No, I killed him. Well, what I went for with my one is like the receding look.
But that's natural.
It's the one I wanted.
That's natural.
I went and had a hair transplant and got the receding look. It's the natural look.
This works.
But some guys get ones that's just like this.
I know, they should look at pictures of you when you were a kid and say, okay, this is what would have happened normally, not let's just draw one on.
Because if I had a choice, I'd just come back with an afro.
Just someone else's hair.
Yeah, you lose confidence. Also, I'm not like the tallest person. I'm only 5'9" on like a good day. And so you kind of want, you know, I don't want to be short. If I'm short and bald, I'm fucked. Honestly, that is me over. Like I've got a really small window to find my wife and quickly marry her before she realizes like everything. So I just don't want to be short and bald, really.
No, that's a very, very good motto to live your life by. I'm with you on that all day long.
Some people look at me and go, I actually heard when I walked in here, I heard someone under their breath go, he's got perfect hair. That's what they said. Yeah. So I don't know how you're going to make anything better than perfect, which it is already.
So the thing that I do is I try and make them all individual. So every haircut is designed bespoke for you and fitted to your head shape.
You're like a tailor.
I am like a, that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. I just couldn't make clothes, so I thought I'll cut hair instead.
But you also can't make my hair tweed either, because that would be high end. If you'd made a little tweed number on the top of my head, that would be...
We are not finished yet, sir.
Okay.
This will be a kilt by the morning.
If you made my hair into a kilt, I would, and a little sporran, I would honestly love you.
Yes, okay. Have you ever worn a kilt?
Yeah, of course. I'm half Scottish. Can't you tell?
I'm full Scottish.
Oh, you actually?
Yes, man. I lost my accent because I moved away, and when I moved to England when I was like 6 or 7, and you count to 10, and you say 6, and it sounds like sex. I kind of changed that quite quickly.
How thick was your accent?
I was from Glasgow. Like,
are you a Glaswegian?
Yeah.
Glasgow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you softened the 6 then.
So do your 6.
Sex.
Yeah, that's not, we're doing the Scottish one.
Sex.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sex.
Sex.
No,
Sex. Sex.
No, 6.
That sounded American. You look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You look like you were in Goodfellas.
Oh, I had a 6.
Sex.
6.
Sex.
It's like we've never had it before. It's like, why are we talking about?
I haven't.
No, have I? Ugh, yucky.
We're going to tweak a few things.
Sure.
So I'm going to give you a little tip. Sometimes when people have haircuts, what happens is this gets cut too high or too much weight is left here. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the angle of that. So you see this a lot in women's hair when they have high ponytails and they call it the Croydon facelift. Their faces look a lot more flattering because everything's pulled up. So it's like a free facelift.
I want like that.
So I can't give you a ponytail,
What?
but I'm going to give you a free facelift.
Sick.
Because what we're going to do is instead of cutting it round, we're going to cut it at more of an angle, and that's going to define your cheekbones, define your jawline. You will be like a 10.1 when I'm finished.
Oh my God. Okay, that's exactly what I want.
See, that is what everyone needs in their life.
I've always wanted those cheekbones. I want to walk into a room and just go,
I know.
and knock everyone out. If I could look like a hammerhead, I would, honestly.
I'm going to talk to you as I cut it, talk you through what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it a little bit shorter around here.
Great.
I'm going to keep some of this weight and this bulk, and then what we're going to do is going to tweak the front a little bit so that you've got a bit of a fringe, but also you can push it back.
Love that.
2 looks for the price of 1. You will have day and night.
Or night.
And day.
When I was at Leeds University studying theatre and performance, got a tutu. I went to the hairdressers and they said, okay, and they put my face head first they filled, I'm not kidding you, it was like a dodgy little place, and they filled a sink full of water, and they went, we're gonna wash your hair now, and I went, all right, and they put my head forward into I had to hold my breath while they washed it, and like,
that is new. Maybe there's a new technique.
In your younger years, did you ever flirt with any of your clients?
My younger years, I still do it now. What do you think this is?
Sorry, I totally forgot. I didn't want to call this flirting because I didn't know if you were on the same page as me. Now I know you are.
Yes, I suppose you do, but I'm married now and I've been with my now wife for a very long time. We actually met in the salon, so it's quite tough to flirt when your girlfriend and wife are in the same shop.
It's tough,
So
but you
I
still
went freelance. And speaking of flirting, you were widely publicised for going into Strictly.
I know. Man, it was the biggest nightmare. So I got something called plantar fasciitis. It's actually weirdly, its nickname is called policeman's foot because policemen get it a lot because they have those heavy boots and they're walking around a lot. So they get it.
Wow.
It's called policeman's foot. Anyway, it's basically where the ligament comes inflamed. It's agony to walk on.
Oh, it's totally wiped you out.
Yeah, so my foot was hurting. I was like, what the hell is this? There's this pain in my heel. I didn't really know what it was. It was killing me. I was like, that just is not freaking cool. I don't know what this is. So I went to the doctor and said, yeah, it's plantar fasciitis. I said, what the hell is that? He said, well, it's this ligament thing. So I was like, okay, well, how do we get rid of it? One of the things was you go and put a golf ball in a freezer and then you take it and you rub your foot with it. And I was like trying all these different things. It wasn't working. And I was like, look, we're gonna have to try something else. He said, well, you can do a cortisone injection. So I went, well, a cortisone injection? He said, yeah, you chuck it in there and it will numb the pain. I went, okay, fine, let's do that. So they get this huge needle, they put it into your heel, and they put a cortisone injection in, which hits the ligament. And it totally went, the pain was fine. So I was like, oh my God, this is sweet. Anyway, I was dancing on it. I thought it was Billy Elliot. I was like, oh my God. I was dancing around thinking it was amazing. And on the night of the very first show, so we were recording for the very, very first show, and on that night, my foot started to hurt again. I was like, why the hell does my foot hurt again? I was like, this is weird that it's starting to hurt, and I was finding it odd, and I was like, this is odd. Anyway, actually it makes me kind of squirm thinking about it. And then I was doing this really cool, sexy thing where I was kneeling down on one knee, and I had to jump up in the air. And I jumped up with my right foot, and I would then slide. And as I hopped up, it snapped, the plantar fascia ligament. Oh. And it felt like elastic bangs going like that in my foot. It was horrible.
Oh, that is brutal.
And
was this on the show?
It was on the show. You can actually see me do it on the show. Anyway, I slid and jumped up next to Oti Mabusi, who was actually then made my partner. And I said to Oti, I said, something's happened to my foot, something's happened to my foot. And she said, dance. Because that's what, you go through the pain. So I danced on my foot, and it felt like walking on glass. I was like, oh my God. Got to the end of it, and yeah, I'd snapped the ligament in my foot. And the problem is if you totally snap the ligament, you can then get something called floppy foot.
So this is not funny, this is a genuine thing about your medical history, so I apologise for that.
No worries,
So
thankfully I didn't get something called floppy foot, because
you just went so scientific and then ended that with floppy foot.
Yeah, it is, it's called floppy foot, that's what it is. And it's where your foot goes completely floppy. It's just never excited.
Just having a terrible time.
Come on!
This never happens.
I promise you, this never happens. I was kind of kidding myself. There was no chance it was just going to work. And they just said, look, this opportunity, some people would die to do this. And do you want to go and do it and then go out second week because you can't actually do it? And I said, you know what, fair enough. It just wasn't my time. And they were really cool about it and all these different things. And it was just, but honestly, man, I cried. Because I was because we were training for like 4 weeks. It's honestly such an amazing show. You feel like you're so in it. You're learning something new and cool. The whole thing was just like epic. This is a true story. My mum, because you did work experience, right? You didn't head it. So I went and did work experience, and my mum sent me to have work experience for 2 months in an insurance company. And I arrived there.
You strike me as the
insurance guy. And I arrived there. And the first day I sat with someone who was wearing everything completely beige. He had a beige suit on, a beige shirt and a beige tie. And I was like, surely not, this guy. Anyway, I lasted 1 day in this insurance company, went back the second day and quit. Never told my mum, but woke up every single day for 2 months and would put my suit on and pretend to go to work at 6 a.m. Finally, I went round to my friend Charlie's house every single day for pretty much 2 months.
Did she find out?
She never found out. Until now.
Until this
until this moment, right now.
Here's a question for you.
Okay.
What do you do?
It's interesting, right? That's like the thing that I got asked once. What do you write on like forms when you say your occupation? And I kind of go, I don't really know. And like we said before, I'm kind of like a hustler, man. I think that's what I do. Lots of.
I love that.
Yeah, I do lots of different things. I suppose like my main hustle. Probably my sweet business, Candy Kittens. I have a vegan, gluten-free confectionery business, and we sell it all around the world now. It started when I was a kid, right? I was scared of the dark, and my brother used to tell me. I used to sleep in my brother's room to kind of not make me scared, and he would tell me stories of Jamie and Sweet World. And from that moment, I'd always had this fascination with sweets. My one wish would be to have a world made of sweets, but sweets didn't damage your teeth. And so throughout life, I was always eating sweets, and I'd always loved them, and I wanted to make a sweet shop. And the idea at the beginning was to have a sweet shop, which was a mixture between Willy Wonka and Hugh Hefner. That was the idea behind it. So you'd eat loads of sweets, but then loads of pretty people would be selling them. That was the idea behind it. And and I met my business partner, a great guy called Ed Williams, who said, let's change it to make packets of sweets. And we've been doing that for about 8 years now. And geez Louise, I have so much respect for people who start their own businesses, because it's not easy whatsoever. And anyone who says it is easy is lying. And it's one of the hardest things you have to do, but it's one of the most rewarding things that you also do at the same time. And so I kind of, that's probably my biggest sort of hustle I do, and every day is like a struggle, and every day is like a different thing that we have to get past, and it's constant. But it's pretty rewarding. So I do that with my business partner, and then the big thing I got into recently is podcasts. So I came up with this idea called Private Parts, which is where I was going to read my buddy Francis, who's my co-host with me, my diary. And I wrote this diary when I was 18 years old, traveling around South America. It's the only thing I ever committed to, pretty much. Honestly, this diary. I just wrote every single day in this diary. And I started reading it back to him, and it was really funny. And so that developed into this idea of doing this podcast where we would interview a different guest each week and just chat about all their funny stories about I mean, and some of the stories that people say are freaking genius. I do another one which is called MOVE, which stands for Motivation, Opportunity, Vision, Entrepreneurship.
Love that.
Yeah, and it's all about encouraging...
I think I heard that on one of the adverts once.
Oh yeah, you might have heard it on one of the
Yeah.
adverts. And we encourage, we want to encourage the younger generation to go out there and achieve their dreams and be movers and shakers and actually just go into it rather than conforming to what they think they have to do. So that's the idea behind it.
I think that's so important these days.
Yeah.
It's great to see you kind of tackling that.
Yeah,
Love
to really push it out.
Part of my inspiration for doing this whole series was, you know, I feel like this kind of conversation is much like a podcast in that, you know, it's not a little short 2-minute plug of something and, you know, you end up having a conversation and trying to get to the bottom of things, but also learn something, and people can learn about hair and, you know, a hair transplant and feel that it's okay to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think there's so much of that, you know, and unfortunately, you know, I think things like that are what we need to talk about more. I'm really lucky that I get to work with lots of amazing people like yourself and, you know, experience these sort of things. And I remember one of my clients told me something, and he is, you know, quite a famous guy, and he said, I remember him saying about someone else, and he said, you know, the problem sometimes is fame is the most addictive drug in the world. And you see that so much that I think it's quite nice to sort of actually meet the real person, not just the picture version.
And also it's so funny that actually, like, fame is sort of nonsense as well in so many different ways, because actually it doesn't really make you, it's nonsense.
No, definitely. My man, you are done with the haircut. What are we thinking?
Mate, it's sweet.
Yeah, happy?
I'm really happy. Really, 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 really happy.
That's
I think
what
it's
I like to
banging.
hear. So you see what I mean? It's kind of like, just take it in a little bit tighter here. It doesn't have to be crazy short.
Yeah.
You know, just keep a little bit of this weight, gives us more texture. And the thing for me is, like, even with the double crown, everyone's always trying to fight what they've got, work with it, use it, keep a bit of length here, a bit of weight here, that's gonna flatten it down. So that tennis ball goes, and we'll just use that as texture and shape.
Dude, this is one of the best haircuts I've ever had. Honestly, I honestly love it. So thanks, dude, I really appreciate it.
So, I'm gonna style your hair now, and I've got just the thing to blow you away.
Okay.
You could even claim it's magic.
I've been using this stuff, right? And this, I've been using this, it's insane.
It's cool, isn't it?
It's really good, man.
This is our XXL hair thickener, and it's such a clever product because what it does is it goes in your hair when it's wet or damp, and it contains polymers that get inside your hair, and when you touch it with a hairdryer and you get that heat in there, those polymers expand, and you get 100% more density in your hair,
So it fills your hair.
and that's proven.
Love that.
I know. Changing lives.
Oh my Lord,
Welcome
get it in
to
my
the Dream
hair.
Factory. So,
Okay, here we go.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this all over your hands. This is the key 101, putting product in your hair.
Show me your hands again. Okay. Scary.
So what
you came
we're
up
gonna
behind
do-
me with hands looking like that. I'd be terrified.
It's so clever.
I use it for every single thing now. If I film and stuff like that, I use it all the time.
So clever. And you know what? So many of my clients, I've been testing all of these products, and every time I used it, every single client was like, I'll take 6.
When I used it, my girlfriend said to me, oh my God, your hair looks so nice. I said, yeah, I'm using this new Fudge thing.
Love that.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Well, it's great when people see it as well, because that's only going to boost confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use one of our new products. So this is totally new, one of our innovations we just brought out. It's called Matte Head Moldable. And the great thing about this is that it leads into a franchise range that we have called Matte Head, and it kind of fits in all of the different categories of guys' hair, but none like this. So this gives you the opportunity to have sort of softer texture. It's great for longer hair, works on a lot of different hair types, but you can rework this throughout the day, which I think, especially for you, is a great thing because you might podcast in the morning and party at night. So having those options to have 2 different looks and be able to change it without having to wash your hair, grease it up, do all of that is something that you need.
Love that.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this product, and the great thing
It's like
about
a mousse
this,
thing.
no, it's like a
like a
cream
cream.
paste.
Okay.
And the other benefit of this is all one solid part, so it's all recyclable.
Oh, hello.
We're doing our bit for the environment, and it's got 30% less packaging than our other one. Just might drop that in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the back, not the front, and we're going to massage your scalp. And what we're going to do is make this as big as we possibly can. So then all you do is you lift all of that up, and then you just
this is great.
Brush it forward with your fingers, and that is how you keep all of that nice texture in there without overdoing it, and then you can just define it how you want.
Magician. Thank you
very much. I've always wanted to be a magician. I've got an ace up my sleeve.
Really? Mate, this is great. I love this.
There you go. How's that feel?
Yeah, that looks banging. I like smart.
There you go, with the hair flick at the end. Happy?
Oh, mate, more than happy.
Like for me,
that
I think
just
this is
great.
a great look for you. It's textured, it's cool, but still smart and wearable. Gives you a kind of mixture of looks to be able to do. You've still got your fringe in there. You can still mess it up and still play
do whatever you want. I love this.
From a shape perspective, I think this really works. And my final bit of knowledge is that if you're going out, you need some skyscraper, because hairspray makes everything better and stay there. And no spray, no.
Hey.
Yes.
I've been sitting here this entire time, and your little neon light you have in the back.
Fudge the rules. So,
what is that?
Fudge the rules is the new mission statement or ethos of what we're doing. And what we want to do is challenge the status quo. And we are looking for people who have something on the side that they do, or another passion, or something else they want to do, that they take the conventional wisdom they're given and they say, fudge that. And they come up with something that is their own interpretation of their way of how they fudge the rules. And we are giving them all the tools to be their alter ego, to be that new person, to give them everything that they want to be with our own little twist.
Love that.
Yeah. I mean, what would you do? How would you fudge the rules?
Well, I think if I was going to fudge the rules, I think I'd just go for it. Whatever you have to think in your gut, whatever you want to do, you just go for it. I think a lot of the time we try and conform and try and fit in. But why fit in when we're born to stand out, right? That's what you want to do, fudge the rules.
That is it, fudge the
100%.
rules. That is all we aim to do,
Yeah.
is we don't want to stand.
Do what you want to do rather than,
yeah.
you don't want to stand with other people, you want to go fudge the rules. Love that.
Fudge the rules. We are unique, we are our own people.
I feel like you don't want to fit in, you don't want to conform, you want to go and fudge the rules, go and do what you want to do, 100% just do that.
Absolutely. You know, we stand as a brand as that we want to give people the opportunity to be themselves, express their own individuality, and not feel that they have to be something they don't want to be.
There we go.
So we stand and fudge the rules.